Hello everybody, it's Chibi, and today I'm here to bring you an anime review on Taizai. Now, with this episode of Taizai, we have two main things going on. We have characterization going on for Girda, and characterization going on for Galther. And we have the introduction of Galther's actual real appearance in the anime, along with Dawn Roar's introduction. So, those are the main points I want to discuss with this episode of Taizai. So, right off the bat, I actually want to talk about Girda. So, as a manga reader, I will say, Girda's characterization in this episode, like, holy shit, that was actually nice. I fucking love that characterization. When you see her walking down the alleyway, and all of a sudden you see those people talking trash about her brother, and throwing rocks and stuff, and then you see the people getting cut up, like, we didn't see it, but we heard them getting cut up, and you see blood just splatter all over the wall. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, that shit was freaking good. Like, I will say, good job, A-1. You did a damn good job to Girda's backstory, characterization. I really thought they would have skipped that. I really did. I thought they were going to skip that with this anime. But they actually showed it, and they did it justice. So, I am really happy to see how Girda's actual other side was dived into with this episode. Finding out how connected Girda is with her brother, her little brother, how technically she kind of became a holy knight for her brother, along with how much she deeply cares for him and stuff like that. That's pretty much what that overall section of this episode served to prove. It's just, you know, showing her characterization, giving her some development, along with finding out more about her besides just, you know, this evil holy knight that's working in trying to take down the sins. So, moving past that, we go to the other points of this episode. So now, we are getting into the Armored Giant arc. That is what we have currently gotten into with this episode of Taizai. And we pretty much get this, you know, introduction to Galther right at the end of the episode, but I will dive into that in just a moment. But with this overall episode, it shows us that Galther is taking care of this armor. And this armor, pretty much, Galther's talking with, communicating with, having conversations with, you know, stuff like that. And you see in this armor that's cracking, you see, like, this, like, organ or something just pounding, like a heart. And it makes you think, like, what the fuck is that? Like, what is inside that armor? And majority of anime-only watchers watching this, you know, episode most likely thought that that armor was Galther. I mean, the way the speech pattern was of that armor, it made us assume it was Galther in the armor. But to find out at the end of the episode, it was actually Armando, or Galther now, at the end of the episode. That was pretty badass. So, here's the thing. I like the anime original scenes. It was good, okay? I will say it was good, but there's a couple of things I do want to mention. They actually took out one point, an actual major plot point that's probably going to set up probably 100 or so chapters from where we're at in the manga. They removed a plot point that was actually very important. Now, let me dive in. Like I said, I like this episode, but I need to talk about it because it's very important, and you anime-only watchers need to know about it, or you are going to be like, what the fuck, if we ever get a Season 2 of Taizai and it randomly pops up. So, they removed this character called Peliodas, and with this episode, it actually goes through half of the Armored Giant arc. It starts the Armored Giant arc, and it goes halfway through the Armored Giant arc in one episode. Like, we're already way over halfway through with this arc. And so, as I feared in my last episode review, we're going to be getting through the Armored Giant arc in about 2 episodes. So, next episode is going to conclude this arc. I expected as much. I really expected that. But anyways, Peliodas was actually removed from the anime. And what makes him very important is that he was actually the key person, which you should have found out with this episode, so it's not spoilers, but he was the key person that actually saved Galther when, you know, everybody fought the sins, committed a crime and all that against the kingdom, and since Galther had to run away and stuff, Galther was majorly injured. He was really hurt, and in the past, Peliodas actually saved Galther and cared for him for 10 plus years, and pretty much Galther grew connected with Peliodas in these 10 years that he was with him. And so, pretty much, they completely omitted this little bit of information. Like, what we should have found out was that Peliodas had a father and all that cared for him and hired Galther to actually care for Peliodas for that entire time. And so they decided to completely just axe that out and put it to where Galther was caring for his armor, pretty much. And that was technically what happened. So, I won't get into the actual ending conclusion of that plot point until after this arc is done, in case they decide to add it, which I highly doubt, because the way the events were displayed, they can't possibly add that in now, because there are certain conversations that should have led up to Peliodas and all that with Galther. So I highly doubt they'll add him in like they haven't added in, you know, the Black Hound. So we'll have to see, but either way, episode was good. It was enjoyable. As an anime-only watcher, I could say it was fucking amazing. Getting to see Gyura's characterization, getting to see Freder beat the shit out of Meliodas and put his head into the ground, along with seeing, you know, Galther's introduction at the end of the episode, which was badass. So, besides the skipping of Peliodas, and probably going to cause something really questionable later off down the road, which is yet to be actually dived into, even with the manga, it was a good episode. It was. So, yeah, that was this episode of Taizai. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about this week's episode of Taizai? Are you anime watchers really enjoying this series? How do you feel about the pacing? How do you feel about this episode? Who is your favorite new character, Freder or Galther? Let me know, and who do you think is technically in that armor? What do you think is technically in that armor? You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.